Hey, RussJohns here. If you're watching this video, I just want to thank you for your time and effort. And what we're going to talk about today is email strategies and what it means and how the process, the how of gathering and building your community with using email. I'm RussJohns and RussJohns.com, and track me down on Twitter, follow me on Facebook, and anywhere social. Love to help you build your business. And one of the things that is going to be absolutely critical on building an email list is discovering the tools that work for you. Now, there are a lot of tools out there, everything from Salesforce to Google and Outlook. You got some minor tools in between. I could talk all day about all of the tools that are out there. I've been using several tools. I have tested and leveraged a lot of different technologies to get email lists put together and been doing email for a lot of years. So I want to kind of discuss some of the principles in this video and kind of get your head wrapped around the how, what it takes. And here's 10 principles that we're going to talk about. Is one of the things that you're going to absolutely positively have is some CRM system, customer relationship management system. And, some people actually use Excel spreadsheets. Some people just use Outlook. And what it is a way that you can organize everybody that you're working with, everybody that you're dealing with, everybody that you have an opportunity to have a conversation with. It's all about the conversation. If you're going to be working with somebody, eventually it's going to come about that, we're living and surviving and thriving and building business and doing everything we can. And the only way that we produce results is through the exchange of business and commerce. At least that's my belief and understanding and why you would be watching this video. So I want to make sure that I understand, and explain and allow you to help you understand why these tools are critical to your business and how you can leverage your time by using a customer relationship management software or some system in your business to be able to adopt and create and grow your list. So, I want to talk about 10 strategies that you can actually use to help grow your list. And having a CRM is going to be key to that. And understanding, okay, well, you may have visibility into a lot of people. It's hard to keep track on exactly what they're doing in their day-to-day activities if it's in a spreadsheet, if it's in Outlook. You might have a task where you say, okay, email Bob every Tuesday or every month or every quarter or every year. And it's difficult to stay in tune with what is going on in their life. You can actually tap into, the business networks of LinkedIn. There's some emerging technologies that are, being used in staying in contact with Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, even Snapchat is getting some activity for access. And so all of these tools, it's just important that you become aware of how they fit in your business or they don't fit in your business. And one of the things that is an overriding principle of all of this is offer assistance and care about your list, care about your clients and your customers. Reach out to them. It's no different than, picking up the phone and making a phone call. And stay engaged. Number 2, the 10 useful strategies for expanding your list is stay engaged. And one of the ways that, I help business owners develop this process is by building systems where they have visibility in what's taking place in other business owners' lives. And by doing so, you can actually see events that may be an opportunity to have a conversation. There's also analytics on your website. There's an opportunity to look at analytics when they open your email. or they click on a link, or they have some form of action taking place that opens the door to have a conversation. So pay attention to those opportunities. And as we go through this process of how, we're going to develop these strategies on expanding your list. So stay engaged with your audience is key. And using tools to stay engaged in your audience is going to be key as well. One of the things that a lot of beginners use, and I've been guilty of this myself, is you using the email list as a traditional flyer. When you go door to door and you have these things hanging on your door when you come home, and all of a sudden it's or in your mailbox, or postcards, or in your newspaper stuffed up to the gills every Thursday, whatever it happens to be. Building your list is all about conversation. It's all about the community. It's all about supporting the niche that is going to need your service, build your business, and grow your credibility, your authority in the market. Everything that you're building your business for is to be in the position to where people are actually asking you for help rather than you chasing them down and asking for the business. So if you can get to that point, that's where you want to be. That's the position you want to take. So avoid selling and make sure that you're tracking the activity, because as people move from one position of not having enough information to being a potential client or asking for proposals or anything along those lines, it's really key that you have a way to track that information as you're going through this process. Every selling cycle has a process. Every selling cycle has, different stages where potential clients are at. They may not have any understanding of your business, and after you educate them, they can actually achieve better results. So the other thing that's absolutely key is have a way that you can actually capture your leads on your website to actually land in your CRM or your email list, or some form of activation that allows you to engage with these folks when they're asking for your attention. It's important to understand how you can do that and just build a system. It doesn't happen overnight. A lot of these systems take time and effort. And once you get some of these systems in place, it's no different than operating a factory. Everything needs to be in place. All the equipment and the machinery, the bolts and the screws and the widgets need to be in place, and the staff needs to be there, and everything else. It takes time, so don't beat yourself up over not having everything all at once. And just understand that there's a process, there's help, there's resources available that you can actually leverage and accelerate that and put some jet fuel on the mix and make sure that you have that in place. So here to help. Ask me anytime, and be happy to engage. Develop workflows. One of the things, one of the things that is absolutely key to your sanity as you're going through this exercise is developing a workflow that creates abundance in your business. You don't have to do every task. It's not an additional task that you have to do. It's like gears moving together in a fine watch. It's, every tick of the day is step of the process. Every process is developed with an end result in mind of engagement, building community, understanding, education. All of these elements are in place to provide you, the business owner, the opportunity to have people understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. Number 6, in a way that is not buy my stuff, discover methods and kind of brainstorm your way to make sure that you have an offer. If you send them an email list and they come back to your, we talked about in the last video about the traffic circles. The traffic circle is is always have a call to action and a next step. Even if it's say, hey, if you want more information, please go to my website and download this white paper on the information you're searching for. Once they're on your website, they have additional information. They can interact with you on your website in some way, shape, or form. And make sure that, by the way, your website is at least responsive. So if somebody's looking at it from a cell phone, a smartphone, something mobile, they can actually understand the information and provide some results on that. And this goes back and forth. It's like a Ford Chevy conversation, or any kind of polarizing understanding of I like images. Other people like text. Some people like to use a striking design. Some people like straight text. Some people like short copy. Some people like long copy. Ultimately, depending on your audience, there is no right answer. There's no answer that I can say, this is the only way you should do it. What really is, get creative with your design, kind of understand what is taking place along the way and what your audience is responding to. Whether you're an accountant or a builder, or a fund manager, or an insurance salesperson, it's all different. Have fun now and then. Life is too short not to enjoy what you're doing, and you're doing it for a reason. You're building a business, you're building a community, and you're really taking time out of your day and effort to actually provide value in exchange for an income and revenue. And as long as you're enjoying it, have fun along the way. It's all about the journey. So, I recommend that anything you can do to enjoy it is worth the time. The other thing that, be consistent in what your language and your brand personality. I speak a lot about unique brand personality and being able to be kind of identifiable. If somebody thinks of the brand Coca-Cola, Red Bull, or Ralph Lauren, or any kind of Salesforce, any kind of unique brand, Nike, any kind of unique brand personality, and think in words and terms that are consistent with that message, and stay consistent, especially as it relates to email. And your email community is expecting a certain message from you with a certain content and tempo, and you're speaking in some of these things about your business in a educational, informational way. And so just make sure your words are consistent with what your brand is applying in the market, and how that applies to your personality and the way you write and the way you speak and everything about it. Be authentic as possible. And a lot of business owners are finding a lot of success in transparency. So just be aware of what that means to your brand and your business and what you're doing. One of the things that, we all have a challenge with on occasion, and I'm no exception to the rule, is consistency. There's something to be said about clockwork and the ability to get stuff out on a regular basis. And once you build a system around your email list and your curation or your content creation, or however you decide to develop your message, as long as you can get that out on a consistent basis, it's going to be to your advantage, and people are going to come to expect that email. And the best position you can be in is having those people understand that, okay, on a Friday afternoon or a Monday or a Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever it happens to be, I'm going to see the message. I know what to expect from this message, and I always open it because I love the message. I love the information. I love seeing this. I love the way it makes me feel, whatever it happens to be. And people appreciate that. So think about being consistent, even if it's once a month. Just make sure that you find some consistency in the message. And when you're creating email lists and you're driving an idea and a concept, keep it brief, a single topic. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be, over the top. It doesn't have to be anything other than, what it is. And I like sharing multiple stories about single topics. And so, there's a strategy around that. And if you can find a single topic and send it out, that's a good thing. So think about how that fits in your process and your marketing proposal. So anyway, thank you for being here. And also know and understand that there are tools out there for building your list, automating your list, and understanding some of the things. And if you want more information about that, feel free to give me a shout. I'd love to help you out on that. Again, I'm RussJohns, and I would love to help where I can. And thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video and learn a little bit more about email marketing strategies and the reason why and how. Enjoy the day.